Okay, let's start where we picked off from before. Theory, course content. So we went through all the unit and unit details. Now we're up to a little introduction to the course content. Just to mention a few notes, the users that we're going to create, Demo 1, Joe, Brian, we might need a real tech, or not really need a real tech, the USB or the wireless USB that you're going to, if you're going to continue on with other courses using Kali Linux, you might want a Linksys USB wireless network card, and the one that's compatible with Kali Linux is the Realtek version. But we'll explain that later. Virtual machine names that we'll be using is Windows 10 VM and Kali Linux test demo. Theory. What this unit's about. We've already kind of gone through what the unit's about, but this unit is about how to use an operating system in a non-graphical way. What is an operating system? An operating system is what allows you to interact with software and hardware components of your device. The operating system tells the computer hardware what to do. So in our diagram of our operating system levels diagram, at the bottom you have hardware, and then you have the operating system, and with an operating system you have like functions of the operating system. They might be memory management, process management, device management or device manager, file management, security, control over system performance, job accounting, error detection, etc. Application software, you might have Word, graphics, or games as part of application software. Then you have the user. So the user interacts with the application software, and application software is installed in the operating system, and the operating system interacts between or communicates with the hardware. Coordination between other software and users. Basically, there are two variants to an operating system: the graphical user interface, or GUI, and the second variant is the command line user interface, or CLI. And now we have an example: types of operating system. We have Windows 10, which we all know, Windows 10. We have our taskbar, start button, programs, apps, tiles, and many other things to a graphical user interface. We have shortcuts, or files, or folders and files. We can have files in folders. Then we have Linux, or Kali Linux. In this case, we have Kali Linux. So you have your desktop. So that section is called the desktop. And you have a start menu, which is just a Kali button. But the start menu is this start. And then you have the Mac OS, or Apple Mac graphical user interface, GUI. You have its desktop, and I'm not sure what they call that, but that's like a taskbar of all the list of common tasks, icons, and we have icons here as well, and we have icons or shortcuts. Okay, and all those GUIs that we had a look at, which was Windows, Linux, and Mac, which all have variants of how to interact with the system, that being either a graphical user interface or a command line interface. And what is CLI? CLI is a command line program that allows you to interact with the operating system to perform functions. So instead of clicking, you type. That's basically what CLI stands for, command line interface. To open a DOS command line, CLI, press the Windows key and on the keyboard and the letter R to bring up the run command and type CMD and then press enter on the keyboard. So if we hit the Windows key and the letter R, brings up the run command and then type CMD, which brings up the command prompt or command line interface. Click that or press enter. And there you go. We have the Windows command line interface, which is similar to that. Then we have another one there called the PowerShell. dir cd, some basic commands, D drive, swap different drives. We just might go C drive, cd root, change directory. dir, list all the files. dir more pipe, which is the more command, and then type more, and it gives it one line at a time. Do that one more time. So enter is one at a time, and spacebar on the keyboard is page at a time. CLS, and then exit. We might exit the command line interface. And then we have Windows PowerShell. You can go to the search and type PowerShell. PowerShell. Run as administrator. And that is the Windows PowerShell, which is a command line interface as well. If you're running Mac, you can use terminal service. Okay, we're coming up on PowerShell. It's still loading. There you go. We have our path. If we go cd, change user. Oh no, change user. Change directory. cd users. cd. What users do we have? We just have cd sha underscore 0. And those are all the files and folders in PowerShell. And PowerShell is kind of like Linux. You have these, and some of the folders are read-only. Okay, to open CLI, to open up terminal on a Mac, go to Finder and then search, and in the search type applications, then go to utilities and terminal, and that's what the terminal might look like. When we type commands into the console or terminal, we are issuing commands to the operating system to do something. What is Bash? Bash is a Unix shell and command language written by Brian Fox for a replacement of Bourne shell. It is the default login shell for most Linux distributions of Linux or Kali Linux. What is DOS? DOS is a Windows command line language used for issuing commands to the operating system to do something. What's PowerShell? PowerShell is the new Windows command line language for DOS. And just some notes for you for reading. However, notes, where does it say? Something about video. Note 3. You will also need to use Windows GUI game bar to record your tutorial activities. Familiarize yourself on how to use the Xbox game bar in Windows. So it's called game bar, GAME. So game bar. So to be assessed formally, you should use the Windows game bar to record all the activities that you perform. Come on, Windows game bar. Or maybe it's not working at this time. I might just close this, CLS, exit. Okay, the game bar's not working. Maybe because my other screen capture is working, that's why the game bar's not working. Or another option, if the Windows game bar is not working, might not be enabled, but we might go have a look at the internet. And there's a program called OBS. So we might go Google in the address bar, www.google.com. Don't have the internet. No internet connection. And now we type Google and press enter. Maybe that's why Windows Game Bar wasn't working. Oh, I needed the internet. So that's Windows Game Bar. Where is the Game Bar? So you just press start recording and then stop recording, and we'll record your interface. So we might just exit out of that. But if you want a bit more complex screen recorder, we can use OBS screen recorder or Studio, OBS Studio. And there we have OBS Studio, 100%, maybe 90%. And go download. And we can download OBS screen recorder. Maybe choose download installer. And if you want help on how to use it, you can use OBS Studio Wiki How. And that should take you to the wiki how on how to use OBS. So after you install it, double click OBS and it brings up a panel, and you want to click source, specify the source, and the source type you want to select is display capture, to capture the screen, and just give it a whatever name you want, just give it display capture. Click OK, set your screen resolution of the display and click OK, and that's your audio and the mic, and start recording, and it will record the screen. And then once you finish, just go stop recording, and then it saves it to, if we go File Explorer, videos, and there you go, it will record the video. Okay, so that was just a quick little introduction. So now we're moving on to the practical activity. First practical activity is install operating system 1, which is activity -2.0. In your Windows 10 client host computer, install Windows 10 in a virtual machine using VMware Workstation Player. And if you need help on that, just email me at soe_0@hotmail.com, and we'll arrange a time to do a team viewer or a Zoom or a net meeting, and we'll go through it and how to do it. So you can either watch the video, yeah, that's the video, which you find in the online course under videos, and the document to follow the instructions is in your documents folder. Desktop. I saved it on the desktop. And in the docs folder, and it was activity 2.0, and that's the instructions to follow for you to do the next step. But I'm going to leave it here for now. So you need to complete activity negative 2.0 and activity 0.0 on how to install Kali Linux from the Microsoft Store using Microsoft Windows Linux subsystem. That's a bit of a mouthful. Activity 0.0. And then we can proceed. So do those two activities and follow the video, and I'll leave this video just about here. But before we'll go, we'll just see if we can answer this quiz question. Question element 0. Circle which choice best describes the answer to the following question. What is an operating system? If you remember, further up in the theory section it said an operating system is what allows you to interact with software and hardware components of your device. So the answer is A. And then we just have a little screen capture of Kali Linux and Windows. So if you go net users, you can see a list of users. If you go to in Kali Linux, if you type less space slash etc/passwords, it will give you a list of all the users that's currently on your Kali Linux operating system. So I'm going to stop the video here, and after you installed Windows and Kali Linux subsystem, we'll come back to finish off the next part of the theory and do some Kali Linux issuing some commands, which does element 2.4. So that's it for now. I'll stop the video here and you can do the practical. So there's a practical video you should watch and follow, and then do activity 0, watch and follow the instructions. I'll see you later.